Hello everybody, this is Husky10. It's been a while since I made a devlog, you know what, give me one sec. Sorry about that, I have someone sleeping in the other room. And it is pretty late, it's 12:57 here. Let's talk a little bit about the game. You may notice there are three, scenes. There's a menu, there's a transition scene, because if we didn't, your click on the play button would automatically click you on what's next. But here's the character select, what it looks like. The reason everything looks different and it looks like I'm starting from scratch is basically I am. Something happened with the file and the game was corrupted, so I have to add everything. So I'm gonna add the sprites to this. Sandwich, hit, add animation. I didn't delete all the images from here. Let me see if I can. Oh, not that. Alright. Okay. I'm gonna start with the stick then. I have to re-add everything. Into the game, but I'm looking for the sandwich. Nope. I have to sift through all these images. There are 90. There are 90 images. No, wait, 60 or so that I gotta sift through. I gotta go through a stick animation. There we go. Apply, drag on screen. Yeah, I'm basically starting from scratch. So sorry if this looks like a repeat from the last video. So sorry about that. I am gonna add 2 Easter eggs in the second delta. This is just the character select for first. Alright, now let's add the stick man. Okay, there we go. I also want to add detour as an Easter egg too. Okay, that's not right. Luckily I still have the game files from detour. Alright, so here's our roster. I'm gonna move it back to the place I had it in the first place. Alright. Let's add some more. I'm gonna add the stick select. A lot of the images are added to the download. Alright, so what we want to do is the touch. Okay, we want to create the object of the stick select. We want to take note of the position. X is 94 and the Y is 57. Okay, and alright, for some reason that took a while, so okay, there we go. So that way when it hovers, we wanna delete. So what we're going to also do is invert it. So when you select it, you go like that and that. Okay. Alright, we got that. I wanna add the sandwich select. We are going to copy this. I'm gonna add a group. But yeah. and select the right thing. Sorry that I'm not giving a lot of commentary. But basically what I'm doing is, what this says is when the cursor is touching the sandwich, it'll create the sandwich select image at this location, and when it's not touching the sandwich, it'll delete the select. So let's see what happens. That looks really good. Alright, let's do it for the other two. I'm gonna say stickman select. Nope, that's detour. So that one. Alright. So what I'm gonna go over what I'm telling it to do. When the cursor is touching the stickman, it'll create the stat that I want. So when I want to select the stickman, I go here and it'll bring up the stat. So the person has the idea of who or what they're picking. I'll accept detour for some reason. I thought it was better than just staring at a blank text or something. Plus I actually, for the character select screen, I took some inspiration from Street Fighter. I took some inspiration from Street Fighter for this. So, cause I noticed one thing with all the Street Fighter one thing I noticed with all the Street Fighter was they would show the image of the character as you select it. They would also show stats sometimes, or like the classic one, they would show you where they're from. And so a lot of people relate to that, so I thought, why not create something I'm experimenting, but it would show where they're from so the person can relate. Okay, that works. What I practically did was told it that I want it to also play sound when it was selected, and I wanted it to trigger once. Without that, you would have something like this. Without that trigger once, someone did it with a variable, but I found it's just easier sometimes to work around it. You don't need to. One thing I will give as a little tip: don't overwork, don't overthink. If one simple command does a lot, use it. Don't use so many variables because sometimes they're hard to keep track. Yeah, that's what would happen if I didn't add the trigger once or did the variable way. There's a way to do it with a variable. So now we have... Alright, I have one more character to build actually. I went to my Facebook page. I went to Facebook and I asked a question, which was... Hang on. Which was, can you give me your wackiest... Give me the dumbest characters you have. And someone said a duck with a hat. So I thought, why don't I just make a duck, give him a top hat, and have him given the ability to fly, and have him shoot lasers. So I want to add the duck, but I might save that for the next Delta. Just in case you're wondering what deltas are, those are what I'm calling the planets. This is a planetary comical game. You're not supposed to take it seriously. You're not supposed to take this game seriously at all. But as I was saying, deltas are what I'm calling the planets. You know, like they're the Delta Quadrant or something like that. Now I'm gonna reset a global variable. I'm gonna say character select 0, hit apply. When mouse is clicked, we want to change the variables. So go to variables, value of a global variable. You can search for it. For each character, you want a different variable. Okay, let's make our main field. So I'm gonna create a new scene, rename Delta 1. The point of the game is you're supposed to collect ship parts, fight enemies, and leave the planet. But so it's Delta 1. Can't. How do I delete this? Okay, so I'm gonna create a ground. I'm gonna add the behavior of a platform. No, we don't want ledges to be grabbed because I want the enemy to suffer. I'm gonna color this, no, that color, yes. Alright, I'm also going to create a group to add all our characters in it, so I'm going to give it the platform character behavior. I'm going to also add, I'm going to search for new behavior. The reason I'm using this is so when I create the object, it hovers. Now, you might ask why I'm using a group is because it'll make some of the stuff I'm going to do so much easier. I was having problems with camera movement by having it follow the players, so I found that if you have the camera follow the whole group, them as a group, you will get a good idea. You will, it's a lot, it works. It will actually work. Oh, we don't need 2 sandwiches. Alright, alright, so let's get to coding our character select. I'm also going to add a blank one and call it start. So we have a start location, and no, I don't need it to have anything else. I'm just gonna put it right here. Everything else though, I'm gonna give the platformer character, I'm gonna give it the platformer behavior, the platform character behavior. For the sandwich and the stick though, I'm gonna add both sign and the platformer character. You'll find out why in a minute. Alright, so I'm gonna create a new group, call it camera movement. You don't want a condition, you want an action. I'm gonna say camera x. Pardon me. Yeah, I just sneezed. So, you want to do the same thing with camera Y. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna add a new group. I'm gonna call it, let's start with the stick. So, okay, so we want to say when the global variable is equal to 1, we want to create the object stickman. We want to create the stick. We want to create it at 19. .339. Oh. So let's select the stick and test it out. Oh, I forgot. You want to add change scene. What the hell? It's not. Why is it not? Okay, something's not right. What if I delete that? Oh, there it goes. Okay, we also need to add one more thing to this. We want to trigger once. Okay, to fix the problem with the sound, I'm going to create a new group. I'm in a new condition. Hit OK. Now let's see if that fixes it. Okay, also we want to also set the width. Okay, the height first. Alright, what is the height? and we want to change the width. Okay, width is 60. Okay, now let's select our character. I didn't add this in. Alright, so horizontal. Alright. Now let's try it now. Alright, I'm just gonna delete that. Oh, wait. I just deleted the wrong thing. What was the width? 60. Alright, 60. I'm just gonna get rid of this sign and do it manually. Alright. So I'm going to add a new animation. Alright, I have a bunch of Giant Jones for walking. Alright, that was a sandwich. Alright, I'm just gonna add images until I find the one I'm looking for. Okay, that's not the right one. Don't tell me I deleted it. That was close. Alright. Animation locations are very important. You want the idle to be on top and the walking to be in the middle. You never want the walking to be on top, otherwise it'll just look weird. Now key pressed. I'm going to say left key. We want to flip the player. Horizontally. And we want to play animation. Change animation. Set to 1. Animation in computer language, they always start with 0. So 0 would be the first animation, walking would be second, or your second animation. So we will also want to say key release. I'm gonna say left. At least I hope I'm doing this right. We want to change the animation back to 0. So let's test this out. Alright. I might have to edit it to make it a little smoother. Okay, for some reason I got rid of that. Anyway, we want to say right key this time. We want to say no to the horizontal flipping. And then when the right key is released, we want, so let's check this out. Sorry if I mumble and I seem like I am losing kind of like, or I'm confusing. It's late. It's 1:35. I'm supposed to be asleep. So, sorry about that. And here's our stick. So we have the stick figure animation worked out. We just need to make, again, we need to do that to the rest of the characters. I'm gonna do that off camera though. So I don't bore you with all the stuff I did in the last devlog. I still have a level to design. I still have parts to design. I have enemies to make. I have to add more and more to it. The first delta is only gonna come with these characters. The second delta though is gonna come with more. So thank you for watching and listening, and if you like what you see, subscribe. I do devlogs, I do gaming videos, I'm starting to do Raspberry Pi building videos, and I do tutorials. So if you're interested in any of that, please subscribe and hit like. Thank you.